Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Jane Love Miracle Medicine on a Thursday. I welcome a whole lot of you from all around the world, all the corners of the globe. And it's really lovely to be here again on a Thursday, sharing wonderful leading edge breakthrough medicinal medicine case studies with you. And today we're going to be talking about distorted genetic codes and the major root cause of disease. And I always talk about the root causes of disease, the root causes of the disease. We get to the root causes of disease. And, yes, that's fine. We do our assessments. We do our validation of risk factors, physical, neurological, emotional, spiritual. But really, really deep down, what is the cause of the major root causes? And that's what we're going to be discussing today. So I'm looking so forward to sharing all of that with you and some of the leading edge products that we have that help us realign the genetic code. So the one area that's really, really close to my heart and my passion, and that is our DNA, our genes, our chromosomes. And I've also got a short little online course as well, which I'm going to be sharing with you today, which is at a bargain price. I've put it in on the Black Friday list for tomorrow. Just also the grounding behind RNA, DNA, genes, chromosomes, and so on to help everybody just get a bit of a grasp on what we're talking about. So, many people say that the DNA is actually the seat of our consciousness. The DNA is actually a crystal prism, and it reflects light. It's a crystal prism, and we need to therefore do whatever we can to maintain this crystalline prism, the crystalline structure. And, many of the toxins out there are busy destroying the life force of the DNA, the scalar wave, the frequency, the vibration. And as a result of that, and as a consequence, we suffer disease. So people come to us with various diseases, and I'm going to share with you a client today who came, just getting the pages ready, and tell you what he told me, and how we started knitting this together and piecing it together to restore some sort of alignment in this client who'd been storing a memory since he was 13, now over 40, and he knew it, but he didn't know it. I'll give you a ball by ball detail in a moment, and it's just absolutely fascinating that in a heartbeat we can actually shift the cellular memory, the hormonal memory, the skin memory, the genetic memory, and reframe somebody so quickly. So I would imagine those of you that are here today are really, really keen on this work, because to me, it doesn't go it doesn't get much deeper than this. And one of the main things we want to be speaking to ourselves about is many people suffer for years with unexplained health issues. And there's a lovely book called Dirty Genes by Dr. Ben Lynch. And those of you that love genes, I suggest you look at it or order it. And where he's suggesting that, the root cause of disease is the distorted genetic code. He calls it the dirty genes. So when we come out of the quantum field and we're born, and before we're born, coming out of the quantum field, we are perfect. And as we come into the realm of the physical world, we line up straight away with the family genetic structures, distorted or not. So we take that on, and then that would be genetic distortion. And then we live in an environmental situation where there's further genetic distortion, which we refer to as being epigenetics over and above the current ancestral genetic distortion that we inherit directly. So our role really is to, I think, remove as much as possible and clear as far as possible these genetic distortions, be they the ones we're born with, or be they those epigenetic ones that are created through our lifestyle. In other words, living in toxic air, eating toxic, polluted foods, being in amongst people whose energies are a little bit toxic too, being exposed to free radicals and heavy metals and things like that directly distort the genetic picture. Processed foods, too much blue light from the screens. These are all going to distort our genes, and I'm going to give you some nice case studies and information to look at. But just knowing that our ancestors' genetic distortion occurred for the same reason, due to toxicity in the environment and lifestyle, and resulting in lifelong, life-threatening sometimes, and very chronic health problems. And this could be cancers, it could be eyesight, it could be anxiety, it could be depression, it could be diabetes, it could be blood sugar, it could be insulin resistance, it could be blood pressure, could be lipid deposits, protein deposits, calcification deposits, osteoporosis, fibromyalgia, autoimmune, lupus, pain, inflammation. So it could be, any one of these things: obesity, weight, too thin. And, you live your whole life with this, and you buy every next product that's promising you a cure, and you still don't really get it. And at the same time, you're just distorting yourself even further, and the genetic structure and code is getting eroded even more. So you've heard me say many times, are we the ancestors of an endangered species? And we could be if we don't do anything about it. But the rate of change at the moment in a heartbeat is giving me a lot of hope, because I'm seeing people shift the distortion, wipe the slate clean in minutes, literally within minutes. So people are popping. And as I say, that gives me a lot of hope. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. And, I've helped many, hundreds, thousands of people by now, clearing the genetic distorted mental constructs, and repairing the genetic code, both with the quantum software devices that we use, and the Skio Eductor QUEXED, and with the 365 Healthy by Choice toolkit array of nutrients, all nature-made, plant-based, food state, nutrient-dense, whose innate ability is used together with the body's wisdom to heal itself. And we then watch the vitality, the life force lift in people. And that is evidence of genetic shifting, but we measure it too with our quantum software. We look on the live blood analysis as well, and can validate it there as well, right in front of our eyes. So, we need to look individually at people and a unique plan for them. We actually call it family orientation, and I'm spending a lot of time now delving deeper into all of this, and helping people understand that this genetic distortion is not a problem. And it happened by universal God design, if you like, because if you follow and understand the quantum field, which we all live in, come from, and operate in, and are inextricably bound by particles and waves, interdependent, interconnected with each other, then you will understand that in order to repattern, we need chaos. And what we have right now is quite a large and alarming amount of chaos in the world today, not only in our health, but all sorts of distortions and deceptions and so on. So this kind of groundswell of, as I say, distortion and chaos is so vital and so important to enable us to repattern to get to a higher level. And that is quantum. So it's fractal repetitions. Nothing ever repeats exactly the same. It can't. You never get the same chance to dip your toe into the stream on exactly the same day, the same minute, the same second, exactly as the water was passing by. You don't get that chance again. It's gone. So in order to, as I say, repattern and raise our vibrations and our consciousness, we need chaos. So right now we have that, and it's up to each of us to use that chaos productively to repattern ourselves. Many people choose to discard what's no longer serving them. So first of all, awareness to what's not serving you. Secondly, the ability to surrender. Not everybody can surrender, and that's really where we come in. And we change the language, we change the nature of the event, and the client then sees this as a major opportunity, golden gift that they received. So they don't see it as a drama and a trauma anymore. They see it as this wonderful gift. And I think that is the turning point. It's the flip. It's what happens in the heartbeat, and someone's transformed. The memory's gone. It's wiped out. Can't access it anymore. We also use our various techniques to do this too. So we need to focus very, very, very much on good eating habits, good lifestyle, sleep, eating lots and lots of raw food, because that's how the body can actually extrapolate the minerals and the vitamins and the proteins and long chain sugars and phytosterols and things much easier than cooked food. We also talk about eating very high nutrient dense foods, the spirulinas, chlorellas, blue-green algae, like in our algae mix, the medicinal mushrooms, chaga, reishi, lion's mane, cordyceps, maitake, the bee pollen, propolis, royal jelly. All of these highly intelligent foods, goji berries, are hardwired. They're hardwired to educate us, to take us to the next level. As the earth is transforming too and taking itself to the next level, so do we need to. Lots of this transformation occurs on the solstices and the equinoxes. So we'll be coming up to December 21 soon. So you will find yourself wanting to detox. I've got a couple of clients calling me today. Jane, can we do the almost gold only detox? Imagine. Now this is wow, because almost gold is the highest vibrational, highest reading product that we have in my stable on the Bova scale. And I'll talk about that another time, but it's literally 23,000. And if you think that that's Armstrong, that the frequency on a sacred site is something around about 13,000 Armstrong. The frequency of the bee products, the algae, the medicinal mushrooms is around about 9,000 on the Bova scale. Dairy and green food, green juices, etc., would be around about 6,000. So that's for optimum health, is 6,000. Organic meat would be probably just raw, would be just below 6,000. So if you consider that as optimum health, 6,000, we're wanting to be at least maximized health, which would be the 9,000 plus. If we're going to do a week detox on almost gold, which is a crystalline in itself, and it's gold, silver, copper, nickel, all the conductive mineral metals, platinum metals, wow. Let's see what transpires out of this. And it's all about restoring the genetic code and our crystalline structure, which is what we are. And the crystalline structure of every gene, every DNA sequence, and every cell, every tissue, organ, and system in our body. So some good things are going to come out of that. Managing our stress, managing the environment, and, really looking holistically at everything. So all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle come together, and we are in our central point in our scalar wave. So very important to be in that center point, because if we're not, we are disorientated, and it's so easy for anything to knock us even further off our central point. So we need to operate from that still, calm, present central point. I've talked about this before. Those of you who want to look on the YouTube channel, the Jana McKenzie YouTube channel, go and have a look, because I've talked many times about the gut brain, the central point, restoring the balance, realignment. What am I really saying? I'm saying get your golden mean, your vortex, the downward golden mean coming outwards, and the upward golden mean coming this way. So like I'm in the center of an apple core with a scalar circular wave right around me. That is our scalar wave. And the golden mean is in the middle, coming up and coming down, the yin and the yang. So we want to keep that in perfect working order and completely in alignment. And toxins will put this into misalignment. Stress will, mental constructs. So many of us, me included, have lived, will live, hopefully not really, but in these mental constructs that we set up, it's our story, we believe it, we repeat it to everybody. And all we're doing is carving a pathway in the brain that some people take to their deathbed. And, that's just not serving us at all. So those that are up for shift, well, we're here, give us a call. I'll put the numbers in the chat a little bit later. But the main message I'm giving to you is it's not doom and gloom. So many people go for DNA testing and they come back and say, Jane, no, I can't eat that. I can never eat watermelon again. I went for this DNA testing and they said, sorry, but you've got the snip here and you've got this there, and you just can't ever eat that again. That's not true at all. Because think about it, the genetic distortion happens somehow through toxicity usually. And as I said earlier, it happened for a positive reason so that we can repattern separately on that side. So whatever caused the genetic distortion, we can reassemble it. We can rebuild it back to achieving our authentic, original, organic, true self. And that's the wonderful thing, because we're dealing with living energy. And as I said, on an individual level, we do this. It's not a one size fits all at all. And, we will remove the symptoms and, work towards maximized health and ultimately the complete, authentic genetic blueprint. Because then, remember, it will never be a past genetic blueprint, because it's going to be moving forwards. It's moved forward all the time. So we will be then in alignment with the earth, in alignment with the medicinal mushrooms, because they're evolving, in alignment with the algae, in alignment with the pollens, the propolises, the bee mix product that we have. We'll be in alignment with insects, animals, plants, and then we will be in sync. So everything is always realigning. We need chaos to cause the repatterning, and out of that emerges, well, humanity and everything else on a much higher level. So I think it's very exciting. We've just got to understand it. If we understand it, boy, we're on board, and we understand what's serving us and what isn't serving us, and you can actually rewrite your blueprint, but up to date, not old. Okay, because there are too many things out there. There's too much DNA out there, RNA and DNA out there, RNA especially. We breathe it in. Cosmic dust is falling, 60,000 tons or something every day is falling on the earth. And that is rewriting our genetic structure, whether we like it or not, whether we breathe a little or a lot, whether we go outside or not, we are shifting. Nothing's constant. So I think that's just useful to know, because it brings peace, and we can, we can relax on that. I just want to see if I can bring some slides in here that I did prepare. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Right, where is it? I'm just having a look here. What did I call it now? Hold on a sec. I'm just going to look here quickly. Oh, spelling mistake. That's why. There we go. All right, and I think this will just make it a little bit clearer. Because I want to show you when I talk about distortion in the genetic code, exactly what that is. So, we've got a mental picture of it. And when I say realignment, we've got another mental picture of it. So this is going to come through very, very, very shortly. And, everything that I'm doing is geared towards, a realignment of the genes and restoration of our life force, our chi, our prana, because without that, we're not actually alive. We need to plug into that. That's what gives us our the life and the ability to live our purpose here on earth. So I just brought the slides in. So coming from our quantum medical center in Bryanston, and don't remember, we also have the White River branch, and we have many practitioners now that are, carrying the 365 Healthy by Choice banner. All right, and then this is today looking at the distortion. And the main things I'm looking at here would be increasing oxygen, reducing acidity, and reducing inflammation on a physical level. There's our shot. So now let's have a look now at genetic disorders, getting more to the point. So here we have, and they've pinpointed it. They've shown us, right? This is coding. These are genetic codes, and you can see the amino acids at the bottom here. So we've got C, E, A, G. These are all genetic codes, all right, and various classes of them, and various genetic foci, and so on. So at the top, this is just pulling out of one little section there. The top here, you've got basically a genetic code, which if you go for normal genetic testing, they tell you that you will have diabetes, you will have the cancer gene, you have the calcification gene, the alcoholic tendency gene, the mental disorder gene, short-sighted genes, anxiety, depression, etc. So we can restore all of this, but we can actually identify it. So that's when I say to you, these are all little gene foci here, that we can identify it, and we can measure it, and we can realign it. We can do it with the quantum software, and we can do it with the products that we have. The other thing I wanted to show you here, for example, myopia. So this is an example of, you can't see it too well, but the father and the mother. The mother is the carrier, right? So the mother is the carrier of the gene. There's normal vision. All right. And then we've got the mother with the carrier gene. Okay, short-sighted. So there's for 4 children we were born, and the 2 absolutely normal, no sight problems. The 3rd child is the carrier, and the 4th child is the one with the short-sighted. So can you see now how this all starts affecting? But from a therapeutic point of view, that mother inherited the gene from her mother or father, who inherited the gene from their mother or father, and it's come down the ancestral line. Now, when we trace it back, we want to get to a point where we can find out, if we can, where the genetic distortion happened. Was it 3 or 4 generations back? Was it eons ago? Where was the distortion? So we could. This is a live, real, not the picture, but this is a live case study I'm sharing with you now. Somebody with vision problems, sight problems, father far-sighted, mother short-sighted, father living out there, because that's what far-sighted is. Mother living right here, very admin orientated, getting things right all the time, very close to short-sighted parts. And then the children get born. And then the father also experiencing and suffering from cataracts. So vision is what are you missing? It's also has a poverty aspect to it as well. And many people these days have had parents that have left on boats and sailed to other lands and restarted and rebuilt and changed the nature of everything. But they carried with them, getting on those boats, memories of fear, of lack, of scarcity, of not enough. And then they get to the other side and then they've got to rebuild. And there's always that worry again of scarcity, poverty, not enough. And this starts causing an entrenched genetic distortion. As I said to you, it gets a mental construct, it gets carved in the brain, emotional construct. It starts distorting the spirituality of the person. Then physically we start getting dis-ease. So for example, the eyes. So we traced this back to 4 generations back, which was from now, which was about 1880. And, with the Industrial Revolution and so on, food wasn't as wholesome as before. And the nature of work of parents shifted. And the genetics started to change at the same time. So this, we could pinpoint there where the kind of imposter came in and started the distortion. And this then transferred down the generations and included boat trips to other parts of the world and everything that goes with that. And often also, there's shame involved because you're from another country, you speak differently. You might not have financial capabilities or funds that you had before, and really have to build yourself up. Any case, I'm giving you quite in-depth information. So we're able to do this. We're able to then understand, respect, honor the imposter that came in, the environmental change, the shift, the chaos that came in and required the shift, the massive shift, so that we could get to another level. So we can honor, respect, and give our ancestors back their fate, which is theirs, but at the same time, as I said, honoring with gratitude the shift that they have brought about. And this point in time, we are changing these legacies, and you will see in our children and our children's children the shift. And we are, at the moment, one of the big ones is fear. There's a lot of anger, there's a lot of grief and sadness, and we're busy dispensing with all of those. And then we do the processing and we integrate it all, and immediately the client feels lighter. The shift in the body is immediate. When the body shifts, the consciousness gets it. And that's when we've dispensed with the memories, and that's when we've repatterned. So that's our quantum shift, our quantum alignment. Really great. I think I just missed one. Let me just see. Yes. Oh, no, I didn't. All right. So that's there. And then I wanted to show you this other picture. I'm just going to go to what's up. Just want to get it because I was using it. I used it on Tuesday. If you look at Tuesday's YouTube, I've got the picture of the nuclear proteins. So let's just pause there for a moment. The building blocks that are going to help us realign this crystalline structure would be the almost gold first and foremost, because it's gold, silver, copper, nickel, palladium, ruthenium, osmium, iridium, platinum. The platinum precious metal minerals, they are the superconductors. That's what give us our charge. We need those. Then we also need the right essential oil, namely flaxseed oil, because it has the highest life force and it does things that the other oils don't do. So it's extremely important. It's essential. We need the right oil. And please refer to my other YouTubes to understand why. this creates an electrical potential, but it does other things too. The correct proteins. Now, the 4 building block proteins would be adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, with the mRNA having uracil as well. So we've got 5 major nuclear proteins, which I did speak about on Tuesday too. So these are the starting block, building block proteins, amino acids, which we need, which will then form all the genetic codes and virtually all the amino acid chains that we need. Some of them are essential, but you actually need these 4 building blocks first. So that's important. And then you can bring along the enzymes, the vitamins, trace minerals, and phytosterols, and very, very rich antioxidants, and our oxidant, which is our infamous oxygen. So none of this is going to happen without oxygen. So you've got to know that too. So those products, including things like zeolite, will assist our body nutritionally shift into the new crystalline structure that needs to be developed for our repatterning. So those are the products that we look at, in particular to realign the distortion. And I just want to see if I can find that picture. Just see where it is. Yes, actually it is here. Yeah, all right. Let me have another quick look here. There. All right. Let me just go up a bit. As I say, you will see this on Tuesday's video. And very important that we get this understanding. All right, let me go here. Let me share the screen. All right, so I've got a few of them here, but let's just focus on this one here. And this would now be the protein aspect, all right, of the DNA molecule. So that's in our product, replica RNA DNA, but adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine. So those are the 4 DNA nuclear proteins, which lead to the genes, the enzymes, the hormones, and all the amino acid proteins that we build. But they begin here with the human genome, and they all join together with a ribose or a deoxyribose sugar molecule and a phosphorus. And so you can see that that phosphate molecule there as well, just making it a bit bigger for you. So there's always a base pair. So when I'm talking about distortion, for example, A will always join with adenine will always join with thymine. Now, if there's no thymine because of dietary reasons or the body's used it up on doing other things, there will be a SNP. So when you start getting these SNPs is when you start getting diseases which are predictable and transferable from generation to generation. So it's absolutely essential that we have these building blocks and also the uracil for the mRNA, which leads to the development of the double helix strand, which is the DNA. So I just thought I'd bring that in again as a very important part of restoring our genetic coding. Right. So back to some presentation, the presentation, and let's just see. Fascinating. It's fascinating. This is our reset box, which you all know. It's 4 main products, and I like to bring the almost gold in here as well and make it actually 5 products. But there's the oil, there's the microbiome reset, the organisms. Remember, we're 90% microbial, and our genes, 99% of our genes are those of the essential microorganisms. Only 1% of our genetic code is ours. So we need these beneficial microbes more than they need us. That I can tell you. and they're working in the animals, they're working in the plants, the soil, they're evolving at the same speed as consciousness, because they are consciousness and they are effective microorganisms. And I've shown you pictures of them under the microscope. So we have to have these. These are our friends. We just have to have them. We can't not. And we've got a second generation brew here where we brewed them with the medicinal mushrooms, the algae, the pollens, the zeolite, etc. And the DMSO, the plant tree sap, and the cell oxygen drops. So that's would be a big reset product. And then we would restore with nourishment. And we've got lots of smoothies I'll show you here. We've got basically meal replacements, because they're just absolutely divine. There's over 30 nutrients in them. Stress defense, brain fuel, and also for sportsmen and women. And then we've got other ones which are 10 nutrients. The first lot had 30 nutrients. Bearing in mind, inside here, we've got in some of them pollen and in some of them chlorella, which will form mRNA. They have all the building blocks for mRNA, which will form the DNA helix. So you can take the nuclear proteins from the replica RNA DNA. You can also take our bee pollen or our chlorella, which is going to form the mRNA. So great, we know what to do. These ones have got 10 nutrients and pollens and chlorellas and everything to build the genetic code as well. So at least you know you're getting all of that. There's our almost gold, silver, copper, nickel, minerals, conductive minerals. I told you about the RNA and the stem cells. Stem cells very important too, because they can morph. They can shapeshift into any form. If the liver is ailing, the body will send the chemical message, pull the stem cell to go to the site where they morph straight away into liver cells. So fantastic. And then, oxygen, our major nutrient. I did talk about that, and the oil. This is the effective microorganisms under the microscope. Gazillions of just different shape sizes, all holding their central point. So we need them. We need to consume them. They're part of us holding our central point, as is the zeolite, as is the almost gold. All helps us hold our central point from a conductive point of view, an emotional, neurological, spiritual point of view. So all geared towards building life force, vitality, thinking clearly, living productively, which brings us to our Black Friday specials, which are on at the moment. There is a let me just get it for you. There is a lovely link to this. Just trying to find it now. Why doesn't it want to open? Let me just see there. I'll just open it again. I'll get the link for you to post it on just now. And then you can go straight to the Black Friday deals. But what I've done specifically as of today is I've brought in one of my RNA, DNA, genes, and chromosome mini courses, because it's really dynamic at just giving the basic general information on this whole genetic story. Yes, so here we have the course itself. Let me just see here. Okay, this is our picture. So let me share the screen. Let me get that there. And share the screen again. Nope, not there. Oh, here we go. I think it's here. All right. So there is our course, and it's probably about an hour long, and it's on a real special now. It's not even $30. I'll tell you how many dollars it is right now. It was 300 Rand. It's now 210 Rand. 210 Rand for all the latest information on RNA, DNA from me. If I just times that by dollars wise, $wise, $12, okay, and I put it on the special for Black Friday because I just think it's nice to get the information, and I think I want to also thank all of you for supporting me and in all the work that I'm doing, and thank you for being the patients as well, so that we can all learn and all share. So this is on the this is on the site, and I'm going to just get for you here. Here is the course. Let me copy this link address and put it in for you on the chat. All right. So that is the course on RNA DNA. Okay. And then if I go back to here, let me get the Black Friday link for you. To give you a list that is about 7 or 8 products. Those of you who haven't or who are waiting for these extraordinary offers, as I said to you, mainly I'm saying thanks to you all for assisting me with my work and sharing yourselves. All right, there. So now we've got the Black Friday link, and we also got the course link. So the course is a big saving, 210 Rand, $12. That's great. And then there's a huge amount of products that are listed there where there's a saving of 30%. So, absolutely fabulous. And avail yourself to these because they're available to you. Let's just start this again. And use the code here. There's a code BLACK365. All right. And there's the course again. And it's got fantastic reviews. And that's basically it for today. I just want to, as I say, remind you also to go to the YouTubes. They're all complimentary on there, and there's a load of information, a load of education. People love it. They go there, they learn. Go to the website too, the 365healthybychoice.com website. And you can go and Google, you can go and search Almost Gold. You can search the DMSO, the cell vitality, the flaxseed oils, the RNA, DNA, the stem cells. You can search, whatever products you have there, the hormone products, the bone and joint products. You can also list certain diseases, and if they're listed in the products, they'll show up too. So there's really a library also on the site, which has got many of the YouTube videos in it as well. So you can really sensory overload, if you like, find out for yourself what's really going on. And I've just brought it to you. Just my passion to help heal and get people to the next level. Well, primarily myself, and you help me and I help you, and so it's just great. So just to share on the case study today, this man came in. Actually, his wife booked the appointment for him. Okay, the wife booked the appointment for him, and he came in. He said he was very tired, and he was bordering on insulin resistance. He didn't feel he was breathing properly. He didn't feel he was sleeping properly. He just wasn't himself. And especially in the last year, he was just having trouble digesting food. He had lots of reflux, and just seemed to me sort of like a bit of a downward spiral sort of place. He said to me that he's not putting 100% into his job. He's got a good job. He's paid well, but if he's honest with himself, he's not maximizing his potential or giving back to the company what he should be giving. Not feeling that he's putting in what he should. And he said the problem is him. And he at the same time, he has a fear of losing his job. And then my ears picked up, because this fear of losing is what really, as I say, got my attention. He said he's provided for his family. He's watched his brother lose a job and be out of work for 18 months. It didn't make him feel comfortable. And a bit of the story. And then we started on the genetic history, where he spoke about his father, who passed when he was 13 years old. And they went from extreme abundance to poverty. And this is after the father had rebuilt the structure from the past. So the father rebuilds the structure and loses it. So the father went. And he then watched the children at school, the children at university, doing things he couldn't do and would have been able to if her dad hadn't gone, etc. Felt that lots was taken away from him. And he then obviously put his head down, knuckle down, and got to where he's got to work-wise, and done actually very well. And I pointed it out to him, and I said to him, but you can be unbelievably proud of yourself, because you've overcome it. You've experienced abundance, you've experienced poverty, but you've overcome it. So he said, yes, but I still have the fear. So I said, okay, fine. So we then went into the dad story, because this is what came up for today. And he said, he felt extremely lonely, unloved, not welcome after this incident. And built himself up at school, played rugby and all of that, crashed down again at varsity. So he would build himself up, crash, build himself up, crash, build himself up, crash, as he moved along. And now he'd built himself up to this wonderful job position, but was basically almost self-sabotaging. This thing was crashing right in front of him. So we changed it completely and had a look at through all these events that he'd been through, and the feelings that he felt each time, what were the golden gifts that he received as a result of it. And so long story short, but he was then able to pinpoint that he'd become far more resilient. And, he even picked up the mental constructs and the behavioral constructs. He became a bully at school, and he believed about being alone and not worthy and unloved and not welcome. And this was a mental construct that he kept reliving and was doing the same thing again with his brother, reminding him of it. So we then turned this around, and we saw the golden gift that Dad had given. Often people go in self-sacrifice to teach the family things. So when we unraveled all of this and we saw the repatterning that had happened as a result of Dad going, he was who he was today, and he could be really proud. And we worked with Dad, and we worked with him, and Dad was super proud of him at the end of it. And this is family orientation, which I can go into more depth in part 2. This is part 1. I'm going to be doing more part 2. So, when we did all this, though, there was a breakdown, and, the client cried and really, really let it out, and came out of the experience physically, visibly shifted, calm. The calmness in the consulting room was palpable, and the gratitude that he expressed for his father, for what he had done, and and self-sacrifice and so on, was really, really deep. It was incredible. And what I'm saying to you is, when you see the vitality shift, when you see the body shift like that, You know the consciousness has got it. You know that the hormonal memory's been released, the skin memory, the cell memory, the etheric memory, wherever this is being held. Now we're going forward with the legacy to the children and the children's children, a different story. So in a very short, in a nutshell, I suppose, I've hoped I've given you a bit of a smattering of how this happened. It happened like that. When he sat down, I knew there was something, because his primary health concerns did not warrant his wife to have had to have booked an appointment for him. And it was just really easy to get to the bottom of this. And as I said, there was a breakdown, there was a massive release and a massive restructuring, realignment. It's almost like the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, click, 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 all came into place. And a different story. So, very glad to have these tools, these family orientation tools, very glad to, help other people, assist other people. You can book online at the 365healthybychoice.com site under center bookings. You can also send a WhatsApp message and, book an appointment that way as well. And that'll be on +27 834596208. That is virtual and in person. So let me just get that one done. I do not want to send it. Let me just type it again. I hope it sends this time. Yeah, there we go. There's the number to book appointments, and don't wait is my message. Just don't wait. You don't have to go another single day holding on to the old mental construct, your belief, your story, what you've learned and been hypnotized into from the epigenetic story and the genetics that you were born into. And I hope I've also explained it to you, in a very loving way, that, wow, we asked for this repatterning as humans. We got to this point today, and now we can let it go and repattern automatically on a much higher vibrational level, clean the slate, put it all behind. We can't even access it anymore. They can't. It's finished, which is just too beautiful to experience. So if there's any questions, please let me know. If I've made it clear, I'll be only too happy to, explain some more. And I see some of you sitting in there. Those of you that come in every week, thank you. It's an honor to have you. And you can see where I'm going with this. And, as I said, as the people heal, I heal. As I heal, you heal. And we're all one. We're all interconnected, intertwined in the quantum field. We need to get that. We need to understand that. So if you cut a big branch off a tree, in a year or two, the tree's completely restructured itself. It's completely symmetrical. It's reorganized its scalar wave. And that's what we're busy doing. We're busy learning to grow limbs at some stage, I would imagine. But, let's get the genes right first, and then we can start with the stem cells and the rebuilding of our cells. So that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And just avail yourself to the wonderful 30% off on many of the Black Friday deals, and including that course. All right. And I see some of the practitioners sitting in here. Absolutely welcome to have you. It's great. It's fantastic. And, let's all learn together. We're all in the classroom. As I always say, until we're walking on water, we are in the classroom. Until we can walk on water. That's my message. Okay, go well. Enjoy the rest of the day, and release those unwanted, past their sell-by date, mental constructs and genetic and epigenetic tendencies that we've inherited. Okay, bye.